Our world. Serie A world.
Thanks, all good. How's it going on your side?
Yeah, getting by, getting by. Just waiting for the game to start and the weekend.
Yes, yeah, starting in what, about an hour, right?
I'm not sure the time. Yeah, about now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so this episode will hopefully be uploaded much faster than the last one. Last one was done a little late, as I'm sure some people noticed, but we should have this one up. Hopefully by the before this game ends, this upcoming Cagliari Genoa game.
Hmm.
And so yeah, shouldn't be any more blunders. And yeah, I guess we could just quickly go into the last set of results for Serie A, um, checking those out. So we had, I guess we had a couple of those pretty much played while we were talking last week.
Hmm.
So they're no surprise to anyone. I mean, we dug deep into just before it ended the Atalanta Venezia game, being 0-0 as it ended, and some of the criticisms there. But yeah, the one that I guess everyone wanted to talk about and has their attention on is Napoli Inter, and how that ended, as 1-1. Um, I thought it was a good game. I personally didn't think it was going to be a draw. I knew it was on the cards, but in the end, I went for an Inter 2-1. Um, yeah, so didn't go that way, but I guess it was a yeah. I mean, there were many Inter chances at the start, but I wonder, was it a fair result? Should it have been that? I don't know. I think it adds to the fight for the top spot anyway.
Yeah, I mean, fair results are hard to say usually. But I think it was a good game between both. Both teams could have won it. So in that sense, because of the entertainment as well, yeah, I think it is a fair result. Um, if you look at it like that. But I mean, it means at the top, no difference in the sense with Atalanta got away with one. Um, they could have been even closer if they won that game against Venezia. I'm sure they've got some regrets there. But yeah, the table just keeps getting tighter and tighter up the top and everywhere. So yeah, I'm all good with that.
Yeah, yeah, it's good looking, and see Ranieri's still the top man of Serie A, still doing it with Roma. Um, I think he's the coach with the most points, right, since the start of the year. Took out Como,
Hmm.
and but praised them very highly at the right after and even before. So he's always the
Well,
gent, isn't he? This guy.
Como will had 10 men, so I think that kind of helped Roma's cause. It did look like there could be an upset the way it was going before the red card. Um, I mean, I personally was thinking it was going to be a draw anyway, and it almost ended up like that. But right at the end, Roma took that game, and they keep surging up the table at the moment. They're one of the informed teams who are actually being consistent, which is unusual for them. But yeah, it's looking good, and I mean, both Rome clubs are doing all right at the moment. Um, and then I don't want to, because I know I keep talking about them all the time, but yeah, we saw the usual struggles for Milan, and then Juve winning as well.
Yeah, that Milan game actually was one of the rare ones that we actually saw in the same room. I missed that. Obviously, walked out a few minutes before the end and missed the penalty. Right?
Well, it wasn't even just the penalty you missed. You missed. It was end to end straight after Milan's goal. It was crazy. I mean, even the commentators were, I don't know, wetting their pants the way they were going on about it. But do you know what I mean? It was really good football, but Magnan gave the penalty away, and then Lazio, not for the first time, because we'll talk about it as well, but they keep scoring these late goals at the moment, which is helping them. But it's not helping Milan's cause at all because they're just looking more and more terrible each time they play.
Yeah, not looking good for them at all, as we've talked quite in depth about that. Maybe we leave them alone now and not kick them too hard while they're down. Just on that last weekend set of results, I see your predictions were quite good. Back on the 70%, actually beating AI as well, and
Four
me.
scores as well.
Yes, don't worry, I'm getting to that before you want your trophy.
No trophies, but it was a very good one. But I think I would need you as the witness. I know people might not take that word because of the situation, but I mean, I sent them to you before any game kicked off, not because obviously the recording was uploaded a bit later, and we recorded during the Atalanta at the end of the Atalanta game. But you're my witness. I did all that before. It's not some sort of I've just copied that and pasted sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I wish you'd put some bets on. We could have been rich.
Yeah. Well,
next time.
yeah.
So I've been having quite a bad streak. I think at least 5 weeks in a row. Not doing too well with this prediction game.
I'm pretty sure it's when you heavily criticised AI, it started going downhill.
Yeah. So what is AI controlling
It looks like
football now?
it heard, and probably checks your results before it lets them play, innit? Like the lottery, you know.
Yeah, I was surprised very surprised at some of those, and like we went into it last time, but the Atalanta Venezia, I think the Napoli Inter prediction of 2-1 from you and me, that's not so far fetched to think that. AI actually got the draw correct, but the score wrong. So he or she was onto something there. But yeah, no, it's good fun. Liking doing it, and I think this week's games, I'm more confident. Let's see. I mean, there's some very interesting games there also. But yeah, looking forward to just uploading the video today with our most recent predictions and seeing what comes of that. And yeah, so before all that, we have obviously we have some more Serie A games. We like you said, there's one starting in an hour, Cagliari Genoa. There'll be I'm just thinking which one I earmarked as a. Oh yeah, we have of course on Sunday evening's game Juventus Atalanta. Just wanting to look at what you predicted for that one.
Juventus Atalanta.
Yeah,
I
don't have it in front of me.
1-1.
Yeah, I can really see that, and I think I did that before switching it up, and I put down 2-1 Juve, so I feel that they're going to clinch it somehow
with the home advantage.
Yeah, and just some of the shaky Atalanta results. I feel it could be a shaky one for them again. So I don't know.
Juve's not been too great either, so that's why I went.
You think they'll cancel each other out? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going for the draw because of that. I mean, on the flip side, I know we always say stuff like this, but on the flip side, I could also see it being a high-scoring game as well, either way, and either team winning. So
you can see all the options happening.
Basically. Yeah. There's no. I can't see a favourite out of the two to do it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it can swing either way.
It can, and yeah, I see the other game I'm quite interested in too is the Monday game. First the Napoli Fiorentina game, which is also on the Sunday in the afternoon, and then the Lazio Udinese game on Monday evening. Wanting to check those out really. Hopefully I can watch more than that. But yeah, those are the games. Are you interested in any of the other ones? Are you going to be watching any of the other ones?
I mean, I try and watch whichever I can as much as I can, depending on what's going on. But yeah, I think potentially Juventus Atalanta could be a good one. In terms of goals and entertainment, I'm on about, but I think out of the whole lot, I think Napoli Fiorentina is the one to be that should be back and forth more than any. But yeah, I mean, all of them. I mean, even I like. I reckon even Como Venezia should be a good one. Do you know what I mean? Like every game's worth watching. It's just what we're gonna get. That's all. We don't know. We don't know. We just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree. Especially as we get towards the end now, it's just all going crazy everywhere. Great for us as fans, of course. And it's good to see everyone fighting. I just feel so bad for Venezia. I keep wanting them to get a point or 3 points for God's sake. But yeah, and Como flying high a little bit in their minds at least. But I'm not sure if Venezia can get their point even. It's just yeah, it's a sad time for them.
And then obviously we've got the top and bottom as well
Yeah.
playing. So and technically a sort of derby, isn't it? So
Yeah.
same region.
Yeah, just
So
nip over. You'll be there in half an hour on the train.
yeah, so it's not really a good game for Monza, I would say, but I would also say at the same time, if they could clinch a first goal or something before Inter, that would put the pressure on Inter heavily to do something. And if they can make them force some mistakes and come out with a win, then obviously more for them. But I think Monza will be looking at it as anything's going to be a bonus really from this game, I reckon.
Yeah. Since we're talking about this, I thought I'd leave this till later. But before we get into the European games and rundown, I'm just going to quickly talk about something I saw earlier. Let me know if you lose me because this seems to happen when I switch away from our chosen recording app. So a rival pod or a rival newsletter podcast slash whatever you want to call it has predicted games for week 28, right? I want to just go through a couple of these with you just to see what you think. So I guess for the let's start with Lecce Milan, right?
Yeah.
So they put it down as a Milan 1-0 win away. So I mean, do you think that's quite fair? Do you think there's been any thought gone into that? Or?
I mean, the way Milan's been playing, yeah. I mean, I put down on R1 2-1.
Yeah.
But I still felt in that sense I was giving them more credit than what they've achieved at the moment. But you've got to think Milan. There's going to be or has to be some sort of turn in the season, and if they don't do it soon enough, they've got no chance of getting anything. So, will it be this weekend? It's hard to say. Like, it's possible because they're going up against Lecce and expected to win in the sense of that, I say, like last time on paper, but the way they're not playing well, that's why I gave the possibility that Lecce could get a goal, but I could still see in Milan edging it slightly. So that's why I went with the old 2-1 instead of a 1-0, which is probably something I was thinking of at the time as well. So yeah, I mean, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think I can't remember what I put, but I most certainly put more than 1-0 to Milan. I feel that there's at such a low point that they're going to be mad and ready and hungry, and they're going to take this game and they're going to do it by a good 2 to 3 goals. I think I put that down. Also, I'm not sure if I put Lecce down to even score a goal, but that's how I see the game going personally. Yeah, let's see what happens, who's right there. The other one I wanted to highlight was I know it's some see it as a safe pair of hands, this fixture, but Inter Monza, he's
Yeah.
put down 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I put 3-1. I feel that's what it's going to be. What do you
I
think
went
about that?
with 3-0.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying to you before, like I think the performances of Inter have been picking up recently, even if with some of the results not looking great, they're starting to pick up a bit, and I think they're coming out of this slump that they've kind of been in recently. And I mean, Monza, unfortunately, have been just terrible, haven't they? So um, it's difficult to see them getting anything from it. So that's why I've gone with the 3-0. But I was umming and ahhing whether 2 or 3 sort of thing. But I do think Inter will clear them, or should be clearing them. But
Yeah.
as I say, Serie A, as always, we never know.
Yeah, exactly. You absolutely never know. That's why it just seemed too simple to put that score down, because you
Sometimes
know what
simple's
could
how it is,
happen.
isn't it?
Yeah, I was a bit worried anyway. So I mean, looking down this list, this guy hasn't. I think he's been watching some games, and sort of his rationale behind some of these selections match what we were literally just talking about 10 minutes or so ago. For example, we're looking at Napoli Fiorentina. He's got it
Hmm.
down as a draw. I think I put a draw down. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of I thinks. We'll be putting this on the screen as usual
Yeah,
so the guys
I
can
went
see.
I went with Napoli 2-1.
Yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, I mean, I could see this being like a proper high scoring game, or
Mm,
the cancelling each other out type stuff. But I mean, Napoli haven't been getting many goals, but
mm.
they've been getting their wins, but they've been like 1-0 wins, and even
Yeah.
against smaller so-called clubs. Fiorentina again, they were a bit hit and miss, but as I say, the potential in this game is, I think, crazy. Like what could happen, but on the flip side of things, I think the attitude of the Napoli players are going to get them through this against Fiorentina, and that's why I thought they'd slightly edge it, and I went
Ah,
for 2-1.
interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Mm.
Take that as yeah, I didn't know until I'm just looking at it right now in front of me, but it's crazy that Napoli have just had 4 points in their last
Mm.
5 games,
Yeah,
and it's their fourth 1-all draw in 6 games.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. This prediction,
Mm.
for those that did do 1-all, it would be their fourth in 6 games.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it just says there's a lot of. It's just taken a proper banana skin, hasn't it?
yeah.
Their run up the top.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that's
yeah,
yeah. I was just going to say this. It's just the thing is, there's looking at results and going by what results say, but there's the other thing of actually watching the games and seeing the performances and seeing who's doing what and how they're playing against certain teams and stuff like that. So it's it's Napoli's chance, and in the sense of not, I know now Atalanta are out of Europe as well, but Napoli's got this opportunity to win the league, and they've also got a manager behind them who's going to push them to the end, even though technically they don't really have any pressure to win the league because no one was even expecting them to be up there this season anyway. So
mm,
in that sense, I think they've got the less pressure on doing this, and I think they could, but they could also have that determination to do it at the same time. So, do you know what I mean? I think, but that combination for Napoli should be getting them through to fight to the end, no matter what, and that's why I think they're saying they have a slight advantage over Fiorentina in this game, especially at home as well. Being at home, I think with the
yeah.
crowd as well behind them.
Yeah, it's interesting you say about, not having any other competition to muck about with, but we're seeing the same with Juventus now and Atalanta, and they're facing each other too. And Juve, they can go level on points with
Mm,
Atalanta if they win on
yeah.
Sunday. But I'm seeing a stat here that Atalanta have not lost away since August.
Mm,
So it's quite the challenge for Juve there. But yeah, it seems like these top teams, aside from Inter, don't have anything else to do other than this. So they're going to put their all into it, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, like you've got a few of them playing each other in the sense of Napoli, Fiorentina, Juve, Atalanta, and then it's not like Lazio have got an easy task to play Udinese. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and then I know people might say, "Oh, Roma, Empoli," but Empoli can give teams trouble as well. So
Mm.
there's like never an easy game in Serie A. You'd look at them lot and you'd think Inter have got that chance to start getting some points on the table and start their run to the end really. And Napoli have to see if they've got that determination to beat Fiorentina as well. They're going to be fighting them up there. And then it's the other two in the sense of Juve and Atalanta, where one of them could technically knock the other out of the race, or there is a possibility Juve drag themselves in, or they both draw and Napoli and start running away anyway. So there's so many combinations of what could happen, and it just makes the weekend even better.
It does. And I think overall, those scores, that rival, I might put his name in the description that we compared potentially. Let's see. But
I mean,
I'm not arguing too much with his
no, but
predictions. He's
I
got some
was
good reasoning behind it. And
yeah.
I think let's see what happens.
But I mean, what I was also going to say, I mean, it's hard to call a rival. I mean, I think all the Serie A people should be together supporting the league because I think it needs more support than it gets anyway. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, if they know what they're talking about and they can do it, why not? Isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I should have said a friend.
Well,
Friend of
as
Serie A
a
Bro
friend
A.
of Serie A is a friend of ours, should we say, that type of stuff. Whether they like us or not, that's a different matter. Oh well, but on a level of football,
There's
if they're
love
watching the
one
best league in the
way,
world, well, there we go.
going one way. Not from me. This is not. I take this like a Materazzi, Gattuso, etc. Approach. The hothead blocking Walter Samuel, Lucio. You get the picture. But yeah, I guess that's last weekend and this weekend Serie A. Then we've got Champions League, Europa League, and Conference. So I guess I'm pretty sure you watched each one of those, didn't you, this week?
Not every, I didn't get to see
You
because
missed.
Roma and Lazio were playing at the same time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
wasn't able to watch the Lazio game. I just saw what happened. And in the sense of it's hard to find even highlights for these games for some reason. I don't understand that, but there's something there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I only saw the 98th minute winner for Lazio after they were down to 10 men. So I'm sorry, not 10 men, 9 men.
Wow.
So even worse.
Yeah.
But
Great
I
they
mean,
managed to do it, right? Despite all of that.
Yeah, so but at least we had Lazio win that 2-1. Roma winning against Bilbao again right at the end. Inter showed Milan how to beat Feyenoord. At Fiorentina, they lost, but they lost 3-2 away to Panathinaikos, and Panathinaikos aren't really, really easy. They should still be beating them, yeah, from my point of view, but they still got some ex-Serie A players, including their ex-goalie. Do you remember Dragowski?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's Panathinaikos' goalie. So that's got to tell you something already. Do you know what I mean? He is a good goalie. Well, I liked him anyway. So yeah, it was a really good game, mainly the first half. But Fiorentina aren't going to be home in the next leg, and if they can get an early goal, the game's straight back on again anyway. So, I mean, it's one goal. That's it. So they've got 90 minutes or however long to do the job, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not much in any of these, to be honest. So they've
No,
got to be careful next
no.
week. Even Inter, I know
Yeah.
it looked good, but 2 goals, it's not loads to be ahead by.
No.
So got to be careful, keep their heads in it, and just finish it off. And I guess Fiorentina, yeah, they've got but to kick off that
Yeah,
game
but
hard.
if you look at this set of results and compare it to the playoffs, you tell me what you prefer, because I prefer this definitely.
Yeah,
And
that was mad, wasn't it?
and as I say, even though Fiorentina lost, they played well to come back from, because they were 2-0 down, like within, I think it was 18 minutes, and then in another 18 minutes they'd been two, or no, sorry, it might even been 18 minutes, so it was a 3-2 to them. I can't remember now. So, but no, it was 2 in the first half, wasn't it? So, yeah. So I'm just trying to remember. I've watched so much games that kind of
Memory blank.
mix them up.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to those second legs, and I agree with what you're saying. But I've always said even 2-0 leads don't, even 3-0 leads doesn't matter if the team doesn't show up with the right attitude and play well, they're going to mess it up. So Inter having home advantage makes them big favourites, but they still need to concentrate, and that's it. They need to finish that job, hopefully by scoring goals as well, not just by holding on.
Yeah, that's what we want to see, because that separates a good team and a team that should be going all the way to the end, right?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, we want all these teams to just be winning all their games, and hopefully we get all the Italian teams into the final, and even better, do a treble in that sense.
That would be fantastic if it does.
Well, I think that's what we need, more Serie A and Italian rated football. And I mean, if they did that, I think surely that's got to give the 5th spot as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. It's just, I know we've been disappointed with our teams throwing it away in silly games, and let's hope this is a turning point. Each one that's left is taking it seriously, so there we go.
I've just
had an issue with my. So I just had an issue with my recording equipment, so I don't know if you can still hear.
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay. Did you have any other business before we wrap up? Did you?
I just saw something flash up on the TV about something, but it's about the Milan Futuro team, so it doesn't matter really, to be honest. And I mean, I can have a quick word on that, in the sense of, funnily enough, they've just signed someone from New York, a 16-year-old, which adds what probably the owners want in their teams more, probably, from buying academy players from America. But I mean, looking at what they're doing as bad as the first team, so there must be something really bad going on at the Milan centre. Sorry to use the old kick in the teeth just before we go, but there you go. It is true. They're messing up in managers with the young team, and their team's not playing well at all. And to be calling up Kamada and stuff like that, who's supposed to be their main goal scorer, I don't think it's helping much either. So they're not playing him. But
God, what a joke! Sorry, we said we'd stay off that topic.
Yeah. But, I think that's it.
We'll leave it. We've given them too much airtime now.
Yeah, that's it. Well, so yeah, I'm all right. I'm happy with that. Unless you've got something else?
No, we're good. Let's call it a day. Enjoy the game in about half an hour, and have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. See you later.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.